tuned into Tampa Bay's RBLR Sports.
What's slipping and sliding, my sonnies?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I accept.
I'm still annoyed, and you know what? I understand Lexington fans are like, let it go. You know what? No, I get at least a week.
Yeah.
At least.
We have a
Okay?
whole off season to stew. It was literally the last action of our last game of the season.
Yeah, okay.
I'm allowed.
You guys are gonna gloat about your Shield for the next year. We get a week.
I'm actually gonna get into it a little bit as we go through the game, but you know, they were like, oh, there were other like bad calls in the game. I don't think so. So
yes, I have notes. I have many notes. I tried to be as unbiased as possible because again, it's frustrating when refs make really bad calls. Anyway, JD, how are you?
I'm good. You're Liz and I'm JD.
Yeah. And we're really good at starting off a podcast.
I'm good. I have a headache. It's okay. I think it's just like because it started raining right before we started recording, so it's like a pressure change. I don't know, but I'm fine. I will live. I watched back the game because I caught after like 20 minutes live. I was watching like Jeopardy or something, but and then yeah, and it's just like I don't know. It doesn't leave a great taste in your mouth, but honestly, dude, I think we played pretty well in that game, so I do actually feel okay for like they're going out, our team. We don't know how many of them we'll see next year. I'm okay with that. So I feel actually a little content right now, to be honest, and just want to talk about the game and see off the season. How are you doing, Liz?
I broke a nail.
Oh. Wow.
Which, like, if you know me, it's very upsetting because
like,
I love to paint my nails, and I broke a nail, and I'm sad.
Yeah. Wow.
Other than that, yeah, I thought we played. Honestly, I thought it was one of our I hate to say, one of our best games of the season.
I mean, they're a great opponent.
Yeah.
And
and there are many reasons why. Like, I think they might have been like, I think they might have gotten a little complacent. I don't know what it is, but I thought we played so well, and I think that's why that penalty call made me even more mad because I'm like, no, we deserved a point, and Beardsley deserved a clean sheet.
I am past the point of being upset about the call for the Suns' sake. Although, yes, I agree, Beardsley deserved a clean sheet. For that game for sure. But it's just such an egregious call that I'm just like mad for the game, you know, game's gone for letting that happen. I also am excited. I wanted to toss this out there too, that I officially now have tickets to a Chicago Sky game this weekend. And so I'm going to the WNBA, baby. I got into it and I was like, I got to get to a game eventually. And then I'm literally in Chicago. I'm like, I can't miss it. And this is their home openers tonight on Tuesday as we record this. No, tomorrow on Wednesday. And then I'm going to the second game of the season at home for them. So that's pretty exciting. I'll report back how it is. But so I am excited, like personally, despite the events of the weekend. The one.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
All right. So we played Lexington. We lost 1-0, which, if you remember the last time we played them, very different score line. Much worse for us.
Not
Much
long
worse.
ago. Also,
no.
Not long ago.
No. Kat Berry scored a hat trick on us, I think, in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous.
She won the golden boot, no?
She did.
And that's because of the hat trick on us.
It helped,
probably put her ahead. To be honest.
Probably
put her ahead. So
yeah, so well, you're welcome, Kat Berry. You're welcome.
You'd be nothing without us.
But it was a very different Sun. I don't know. Very different Lexington. I don't know.
I mean, they should have had the drive to win because we can set up the game a little bit. Lexington was 3 points back on Jacksonville. They had a better goal differential, but they had to win this game to be able to win the Shield because Jacksonville had to lose. No, they were 3 points back to win the Shield. They wanted to at least draw to clinch at home
Oh,
for
you're
the
right.
playoffs, but they had
You're
to win
right.
to win the
Yeah.
3 points back. So they should have had, full steam ahead, put out their best effort. And I think they definitely, not for lack of trying, like were putting out a lot of good opportunities, and Beardsley had a banger game, as we'll get into. But yes, they had to win. So I don't think they were really complacent at all. I think the Sun played really well, outperformed themselves to make Lexington look like they weren't themselves. I think we do deserve a little bit more credit for that.
No, absolutely. The only thing I'm going to note then is that when they start off, and I don't have, we don't go over the opponent's lineup or anything like that, but when they started off, they only had 2 forwards, and then at halftime, they switched to 3 up. So I do think they underestimated us a little bit. So I'm going to say that's part of their complacency.
Yeah. I mean, in the first 5 minutes, I'm not going to skip. We're going to go through the lineup. We'll do it orderly. But to that point, in the first 5 minutes, the Sun get an opportunity that to me says we came out of the gate much more hard charging than they probably expected to. And that's why we controlled play pretty early on. So I can see that too, as they played a lot more into the game, and it's at home. You can settle into a game at home. You have the fans behind you. You have the DJ playing top 40 pop between every single time the ball is out of play, which sucks. And I hate it. Not even like normal sports, like let's go, clapping or anything like that. It's literally just like a beat drop from a pop song. That really bothered me on the rewatch, because when you have headphones on, you can really hear it.
Yikes.
But anyways,
I just make fun of them for their completely random black and white Lex flag that they have in the supporter section, and it's so big.
Yeah. Is it not? It has to be from something, right? Like they're not just.
Probably, but it's just really funny that it's just black and white. It's just a white background, black text.
Maybe we're going too hard. Maybe it is that easy. Maybe we should just get a bunch of TB black text, white flags.
No, at that point, we're just going to put TPA on there. We're just going to put the airport code.
TIA? Just kidding. My wife has a beef with the airport because, never mind. The airport, the Sanford International always posts memes about how people call them TIA and they're not, they're TPA. But my wife is named Tia, spelled TIA. And so they're always posting memes that are like shitting on Tia. And she's like, why the hell they got beef with me? So she has beef with them. I had to Lorraine that real quick.
I love Tia. All right, so we had 3 up top. We had Connors and Nacello. Then we had as our like attacking mids, but kind of doing a lot, honestly. McNeil, Helferty, Listro, and Picorni. Backline, Chisholm, Bissett, Henney, and Beardsley in goal. On the bench, we had Sienna Bryan, Giamona, Gaillard, Maddie Parsons, Peyton Parsons, Jilly Shumkin, and Emery Wegner.
Yes. And remember that after the last game, of course, Dory Haugen did tell us, she posted on her Instagram that she had a very serious injury. So, her season was going to be over, and she has a long road of recovery ahead of her. So we are sending her our best wishes. Hopefully the team is helping take care of her, and hopefully her recovery goes well and she can get back on the field. Her injury is definitely long-term. And Provenzano was also injured after the last game. We were thinking she had something kind of nagging for multiple weeks, and it might have just boiled over to the point where she couldn't play. So those 2 spots freed up are probably why the Parsonses ended up on the bench again. Peyton gets in at the very end of the game. So not really, I'm not really thinking of it as this is a return to the team for them. They are 2 of the players I was referencing in the last episode that if we haven't seen them in the last 3 or 4 games for the Sun, I don't think we will see them for the Sun anymore after the season. So it definitely bums me out, but I wanted to clarify that we did have some bench space open up, and they are our next fittest players, presumably, just in case something crazy happened. But it is a bummer. And actually, all 4 of those players, I feel bad that Provenzano and Haugen are injured. I feel bad that the Parsonses seem like they're out of the team. bad news all around. So that's not great, but
I just thought of something.
Huh.
You know who also tore their ACL? Rebecca Cook on Brooklyn. You know what they play on? Same thing as us. FIFA grade turf.
I mean,
I wonder what the common denominator is here.
We know. I mean, freaking Messi came to the MLS and refused to play on turf for the first year. He didn't play away at teams that had turf. So, I mean, that's like, and we already know, for one, we know that turf is worse. Even NFL players are like, hey, let's start looking at grass. NFL has a ton of money. And then beyond that, we know that it seems like the data is suggesting that those type of injuries, muscle tears, and tendons seem to be worse for women or happen more frequently for women as well. So you combine the two, it's like we're basically double bonus. It's crazy that we put them in this situation, to be honest, but it's these stadiums, these hybrid stadiums that we share with other teams. It's the cheapest way to do it. So it's like the only way for soccer to exist in that area is to play on that stadium, on that surface, but also that surface is going to injure players at a way higher rate, especially women players at a way higher rate. So it's like, it's tough. And I don't have the answer for it. Me saying that statement is not an opinion in any way. It's just, that's the fact of the matter, is that if we couldn't play on turf, a lot less teams would probably exist if more teams had to maintain a grass field. So where's the trade-off worth it on that? It's definitely a tough conversation that is way above my head, but it is pretty disappointing that we don't have the data yet. We know NWSL and the U.S. Women's National Team are working with schools, right, to pull that data together and like get hard data on women athletes and how their bodies are affected by different factors and different surfaces and cleats that are, cleats have been made for men for so many years, things like that. So hopefully that data comes back and we can start getting some attempts at, and it's not even going to be the first idea that someone has that solves it, but hopefully we start iterating on those ideas. And I didn't think I would turf rant 5 minutes into this, but
no. And I talked to, I got to hang out with James over at RBLR Rowdies and his wife Jamie for their birthday, her birthday. And James's sister played college ball. And she was saying, I was talking to her a little bit about this, and she was saying that like there are turf cleats, they're all terrible.
Yeah,
they have no grip whatsoever, and you're just sliding all over the place. So it's like, do you take sliding all over the place anyway, or do you wear cleats that actually fit, but you're going to be also like, twist an ankle and tear an ACL? So it's there's so many factors that just aren't being addressed. Yeah.
So with more money in the game, hopefully, and we were talking earlier in the Heatwave Discord about WNBA also having similar injuries. There's been like 3 ACL tears already this season in the WNBA, or at least 3 players that have them. Maybe one was lingering from previous season, but and that's a totally different surface with different types of shoes. But that's what I'm talking about, that women seem predisposed to get these injuries at a higher rate. So you put any of them in an athletic situation, and it seems like that injury has a higher possibility of happening because we don't see that rate in the men and NBA. So it's just a rough one. I hope we get it worked on in the next decade, and we can have a conversation in 10 years that's where hey, remember when every team had an ACL injury constantly, because that's how it was. Crazy. Anyway, we had a game.
Yeah, that's the turf corner.
We'll check back in annually on the turf corner.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the game. Game starts. 3rd minute. We have a great play. Bissett to Picorni. Picorni with a great cross. That's just off for Shea Connors to get ahead on it, but the keeper does have to bounce it out. I love, like you said, right out of the gate. It was good stuff.
Yeah, this was a banger sequence. And I really like what Shea did actually with the final header as well. She aims it down. She hits her head down. And it almost actually works the opposite of what she intended. I assume she was just trying to get it to go down towards the goal. But what ended up happening is she hits it too far down, and then it almost bounces over the keeper that's why the keeper has to get up so high, is it almost bounces over her. So it's very funny that, I mean, it was a more creative idea than just tapping it directly into the keeper, which is something I've seen the Sun do way too many times this year. So I liked that, but it's funny that it almost worked like differently than I assume how she intended, which wasn't to bang it straight down and have it bounce. But yeah, great sequence there. Bissett Tipper-Corney is how I think they want to play out of the back often as well. It's almost like a cross field. It's not like the straight up to the front and it's the striker that has to retrieve the ball and do something with it, like Route 1 old school football. It is a little bit more out to a winger, and then the winger can take some time, if it's a dribbler, dribble past the player and get a cross off. And Shea was in the right place for that. But like, I like the idea of it, not just because I see our center backs clear it just straight up all the time. And there's just, the striker gets a touch on it and then it bounces to one of the 4 defenders that's sitting there. So Bissett took the time to find Picordi in space. And I really liked that part of the sequence as well. So good all around. Good job.
Yeah. They get a corner and Lex does a terrible job, or sorry, we get a corner because keeper bounces it out. Lex does a terrible job trying to clear it out. Helferty, McNeil, and Nasello all get shots. And Bissett gets a final shot that just happens to go over the top. But I love how we're all ready to recycle, to grab the ball. We're keeping, our head up and on a swivel, making sure we have eyes on the ball and we're moving towards it and we're doing everything we can. Like, this was a good match.
Yeah. Yeah, we looked really good, especially in these first 10 minutes.
Yeah. Lexington seems very passive at this point. It was kind of, I know the commentators were saying something similar. They were kind of surprised. I was too, especially because Dallas also had to win their match and they came out I think they got a goal in the 2nd minute or something crazy. Yeah. So they also came to win. Yeah.
Yeah. And then their first kind of serious opportunity came in the 8th minute. Lexington's first serious opportunity. Weinert, I'm going to say her name a million times this episode, gets a shot from outside of the box just near the D, and Beersley makes her first great save of the night. It's kind of halfway up, and she just jumps and gets over there and clears it out. And I don't know. She was just locked in. She was just ready for whatever Lexington was going to throw at her that day. And this is a really early instance of it where she was just fully ready for her to take the shot from that far out. Sometimes a keeper might feel like they won't, the attacking player won't find the lane to get the shot through. And Liz just had a full lock on it and was ready for that. So great start defensively as well, that they weren't getting a shot until the 7th minute and we saved it anyways.
Yeah. 14th minute, Helferty gets a yellow for trying to check out the patterns on Mackenzie Weiner's jersey. Thank you. 17th minute, Bissett does too casual a pass. It goes directly into Addie McCain, who passes it to Kat Berry, who tries to play it back to McCain. Thankfully, it is a Lexington goal ruled offside. And if you go back and check, she's a whole yard offside, guys. Yeah. It's not close.
Unless we had if
it was close.
Unless we had a secret third player that was off the screen, who was standing in the goal. I don't think she was
not close
onside. So, yes, and the rule is that the referee has to let the play conclude, let the goal happen, and then call it. And it sounded like the flag was up immediately, so it seemed like that all went, as it should. But there was just no. It's crazy because they basically it was 2v2, and they're better than us. They could have pretty easily made sure they scored there, and they didn't. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe we came out so strong that we just made them rush a little bit. They're oh, we have an opportunity here. Let's take it as soon as we can, because they were a little caught off guard by how ready we were. So it's interesting to see them make a mistake like that.
Yeah. 17 30 seconds later, because it's the same minute I have noted, it happens again, but their header goes to the side of the net. So I will hand it to Lexington. They have a decent amount of shots this for for the match, but none of them are like enough. And it's just kind of funny, especially like the last one. But it's I don't know if it speaks to like maybe they were underprepared. They're like, oh, it's Tampa Bay. We trounced them last time. We don't have to do anything special. Just go out there, do our jobs, and we'll be fine. But it was really funny to see how frustrated we made Lexington. At one point, you see, I think it's Addie McCain. She just screams an F-bomb, and you can see her mouth it on the broadcast. 18th minute, Shay Connors has a shot to the back post. It's caught by Asman, but I love that she's trying.
Yeah. And then in the 19th minute, another Beardsley highlight for me. Weinert gets a through ball where she fully beats Hendricks. I mean, she's just completely past her. And Beardsley, again, like I said, was just locked in and ready for anything that came her way. Comes out and meets her kind of right on the edge of the box. And it's right as Weinert's getting to the ball as well. So it's not like she had control and there was a risk of her dribbling past Beardsley. It's like they 50-50 the ball, and Beardsley just very confidently blocks it. I think it's like a slide into it and make sure that the ball gets cleared away. And then actually, I think a Sun defender does her worst job possible trying to clear it from there. But ultimately, it just kind of like ping-ponged around and gets fully cleared, a second later. But another highlight for me that's like not going to be on the highlight reel, not a save, not a breakaway, but like a very heads-up 50-50 play that she made go our way. Very good sequence.
Another great sequence, honestly. 21st minute, Helferty just like barnstorms up the field through the entire attacking third. I think she must have gone like 60 yards. It was kind of bonkers. She just runs past everyone. Nobody stops her. She rips a shot. We get a corner. We play that corner short. It's the first short corner that we've done. We've done long ones before. McNeil gets a shot. She's too close. Nasello gets the rebound on it. And she tries two, but it's got a little too much like curl to power ratio. It needed a little more power, a little less curl. But I love it. Like where has this been all season?
Yeah. Well, Helferty's done a couple of these, so we know she has it in her. But and the game like really opens up in this like 25th minute, like in that area, and it feels very end to end. So the Helferty movement where she gets forward, and there's a lot more quality movement of the Sun through the middle of the park through Helferty, McNeil, Connors, and Nasello. Notably, I didn't see Pokorny as involved here. But as we got it through like the middle of the field, because Pokorny was playing more the wing, as we got it through the middle of the field, we looked a lot more like we were able to complete passes on the opponent's half, which has been a huge challenge for the Sun. So that was a really nice time. And when we did get, caught the other way and we had to get back and defend, that's when, Chisholm, Listro, Hendricks was there. And so we did a solid job there. And like I said, it just ended up being end to end for a few minutes as both teams kind of took good opportunities. Lexington in their normal form, and then us seemingly the best form we've been in all year.
Listro was one that I don't have necessarily in my notes very much, and she wasn't mentioned very much, but she did such a great job just being really tidy with her passes and keeping people off. It was good.
Yeah. And and that allows Helferty to be part of the attack more. It's like, okay, I know Jordan's back there holding it down, and that frees me up to join the attack, get to be a part of that. And in that one sequence, I just want to call back to what you just described, her run up the field. It's so funny. At one point, she literally just runs between two Lexington defenders who don't step to her at all because they're like, there's no way. And she's like, okay. And then she just runs through them. So I really liked that. I really like a lot of what she's done. So I'm glad seemingly we have her going into next year, because I look forward to a lot more of that, hopefully.
Yeah. Helferty is one that I hope we hold real tight. Hold on real tight till next season. 24th minute, Nasello gets a foul. She wins the ball at half field from a loose Lexington pass. She gets about 10 yards, then fouled by Taylor Almer. A couple minutes later, one of many, Weinert goes down outside the box. Outside. Just because you slide into the box doesn't mean it happened in the box. She calls for a foul, but she's off balance. Because you can see her like kind of turning. It's if you go back and watch it, you can see it. She's kind of turning. So as soon as she feels Chisholm's arm, just falls. And I say that she was looking for a foul? Absolutely. Nasello does the same damn thing. But like there were so many of these. I really am kind of annoyed that the referee never called her for simulation at some point.
Yeah. I agree. She's looking for a foul 100%. And it seems like she was ready to go down at any point she got close to the box, and whether she got touched or not. And this is the start of that. I see a lot of frustration. Maybe we were just doing a really good job boxing her out, and she wasn't feeling like she was getting the drives into the box and getting the open passing lanes to get an assist or get a shot off. But she was really looking for it. And that was definitely something that continues through the rest of the game. Obviously the pivotal moment as well, but there's a pattern many more times as well. Yeah. Oh yeah. My notes are the exact same as yours. So
great minds. There's some just back and forth. Generally, it's not necessarily a midfield battle. It's Mike came up with a great way to describe it. It's like you have two soldiers one on each side, and one's shooting and the other's reloading, and then when the other one's shooting, the other one's reloading, and that's just kind of back and forth, and that's what this entire game was.
Yeah, some trench warfare out there in Lexington.
Yeah. We get towards the end of the half. I put 48th minute. I wonder if I meant to put like.
I feel like it must have been 38th.
Right? Yeah. We're gonna say 30. Okay, 38th minute. Corner and Beardsley. Oh, they get a corner, and Beardsley has a great strong punch. She sends the ball out of the box. It goes to Taylor Almer, who passes to Addie McCain, who tries to head it, but tragically she can only score off of penalties.
Yeah.
45th minute, Mackenzie Weiner is still pulling on Nasello, where there could be a foul. I guess she's going down easy. There is contact that isn't shoulder to shoulder. That technically could have tripped her, and I would have understood a PK then. It was in the box, but the ref doesn't call it. So then, why is it not simulation?
Well,
if it's not a call.
You can be knocked down and not be fouled, to be fair. I will push back on this one being simulation. She does go down, and it is in contact with Nasello. I don't see that much of a foul here. The commentator said something about Nasello's arm. I don't think Nasello's arm touches her. I think their hips or their thighs come together kind of next to each other. So like by that nature, it's not shoulder to shoulder. It's hip to hip. But Nasello is not going for her. She is going for the ball. And I don't think either of them end up touching the ball. And I don't think contact where you like, she wasn't going to the player. She was going to the ball. And actually, once Weinert goes down, Nasello is like facing like the ball, moving towards the ball still. Like she stopped and turned towards the ball. And that's like the action that caught Weinert. So someone who's like a referee could tell me if it should have been a PK. But I don't see the ref missed an obvious PK. I don't see Weiner on the ball really, and I don't see Nasello playing the player. I see her playing towards the ball as well. And it's like they both come together because they're both in the same space at the same time. So yes, if somebody wants to roast me in the comments post your picture of your referee credential and then explain to me why it should be a penalty, but I don't see it. I think they just happen to come together. And I also, I don't think this one is simulation because I don't think she went down easy. I think she went down genuinely, but it could have been she was off balance or something, and she could have been looking for a reason too. But I don't see Nacella's like arm touch her really or push her into her. I think it's at the feet level, and then from there I think they just got tangled up, and I think it was just they got tangled up. So I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay.
I have a lot more to say later, and that's why I'm shutting this one down.
I bet. 45th +1. Chisholm runs 65 yards, gets the ball as Shay Connors, who fires a cross in that does go over the net, but I love it. Let's just run through Lexington, literally. It's beautiful. That is the half. Stats for Lexington are 5 shots, only 2 on target. They had 59% of the ball, 3 corners, and that 1 offside goal. We had 6 shots with 3 on target, the other 41% of the ball. We had 2 corners and 1 yellow.
We outperformed the eventual Shield winners in shots on target for 1 half. And that is 8th place behavior. # could never be 9th. You'll never catch me in 9th place at the end of the season. Fort Lauderdale could never.
They really couldn't. They got trounced.
The whole season, actually. But also specifically in the last 7 games in a row too, including by us, which really feels good.
Yeah. Oh, thank God. The ladies knew they had one job at the end of the season, and they did it.
I love that they clearly to us were like, we will win that game because that's the only thing that we can do and will do. And they followed up on, honestly, shout out Sun. You guys did it.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? I have to admit, I was a little worried. I was like, I don't know if we should be talking like that. Like, we're not playing great. But
they knew.
Okay.
They're watching the tape.
Yeah. We actually end up having the same amount of shots on target. They have more shots, but we have the same amount of shots on target.
Is a PK
and the only reason I know this is because I had to go to the website, because why on earth would they put the end game stats at the end of the game?
Oh, they're not doing that still?
No. I don't know who's in charge of the broadcasting, because they've had it every other game. It was just this game.
But there was
They've been really good about it.
There was a game 2 games ago that you said they didn't have it at the end too, or maybe they didn't have it at halftime. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes they miss at halftime, which is annoying because it is nice to have that. But the end game stats, my friend, frustrating. Where are we? Right, halftime. Cool. Coming back from halftime. 49th minute, Nacella has some good work on the right-hand side with Bacorny. It gets us our first corner of the half, which ends up being just a little bit too long. It bounces off Chisholm's head. But again, I love it. We're coming right out the gate and trying to get some goals off of them. We're not sitting back. We're not trying to get a tie. We are trying to win.
Yeah. And supporting that, in the 53rd minute is another dive from Beardsley. She's just having a great game. Like I said, she's fully prepared to make these dives to get to her far right, to her far left. And this one, I'm not sure was a save because I don't think the ball was on frame. If she got a hand to it, it was barely, but she was there fully. So if the shot was on frame, she would have been there to save it. And I'm fully confident she would have. So that's another shout out. I mean, the best you can do as a keeper is if it was going to go in, block it. So I think this one happened to just go wide. But yeah, she was really just stellar in this game.
Yeah. 55th minute, Mackenzie Weinert just literally bounces off of Bacorny, and then we get a foul for it.
Hit the weight room.
Yeah, honestly. We then take Weber out. We bring Giamona on. And a minute later, Beardsley makes a huge diving save. Was it? No, it was a header. So I think it was at the top. She makes a huge jumping save, excuse me. Catberry has a header that was definitely going in. Beardsley punches it out. On it, really phenomenal work from Beardsley this match. And their resulting corner is absolute trash. Lexington tries to Olympico like Jill Aguilera, and they just aren't hurt. 58th minute, it's everything but the finish for Addie McCain as she skies it again. 63rd minute, we have a tame shot, but we do have a shot from Giamona outside the box. I feel like she could have taken a little more time with this one, but I won't, falter for it. 64th minute, Mackenzie iHeart tries to win a PK again.
Crazy nickname.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I have thoughts once again about Mackenzie iHeart. She puts a foot in and goes to ground in the box. It's very hard to see if there's contact. I don't really think there is. It seems like because my reasoning is she hopped up right after she went down. So I think she went to ground, knew that she didn't sell it very well, and hopped back up. Didn't try to appeal for a foul or anything because she was like, I probably looked silly doing that. And you did. But Nacello puts 1 foot onto the ball and she just goes flying. I don't think she trips over the ball. Nacello, to me, very clearly gets the ball, does not get her ankle, but it's like right on the corner of the box. And yeah, she just went flying. This, to me, is possibly a simulation call. She was running at speed, so it is reasonable that she could have just gotten tripped up. Also, maybe why she just hopped up is that she just went to ground because she tripped, because she was running and the ball got stopped and she wasn't expecting it. But it looks a lot like the other 3 times that it's already happened where she's gone to ground after being grazed in the box, and she's just ready to go immediately off her feet anytime someone bumps into her a little bit, whether or not it was a challenge, whether or not they were playing the player, whether or not it was reckless, whatever. So this one is in the box towards possibly simulation, possibly she tripped. But like I said, she's already simulated earlier in the game at least once. So I think it's likely the other one,
We get 2 quarters in a row in the 66th minute. Both go out. What are you going to do? I like that we had 2 corners, though.
Yeah, we're moving the ball a lot towards the final third. But the issue that I'm seeing is that no one is really committing to making that last run into the box. So we have Giamona passing it, to Connors, passing it to Nacello, back to Giamona, and we took Faith Weber off. Nobody's running in to the box to get on that final ball. So it looked a little less good at this point is what I will say. We, if in the first half we were crediting how successful we were at creating a couple opportunities, in the second half we were shut down more. But I will say Lexington adjusted as well and came out clearly with a little bit more of a plan to have a little bit more of the ball and try and keep us off of it. I think they saw that we were holding the ball well and we were moving the ball well, and they probably opted towards more midfield and more forwards having control of the ball on their end, just to keep it away from us, essentially. Not even necessarily to open goal scoring opportunities, just to get us off the ball. So I think we were getting a little bit more pushback from their back line than we had before. And yeah, we couldn't find anything opening up. In the 70th minute, the stadium PA announcer announces that a child named Harper Jones has gone missing and please return them to the customer service desk or something.
What?
So hopefully Harper is fine. There were no further updates. I tried to listen to the stadium PA. It was just very funny. I assume everything's fine. I Googled the name just to make sure I wouldn't say it on a podcast and like something terrible happened.
Okay.
It seems like a kid just got separated from their parent and they were probably taken to the customer service desk and everything was fine. But it was very funny because it was dead silent on the broadcast, crowd noise, music, nothing. The ball is in play and he just comes on the PA and he's like, attention in the stadium. We are looking for a child named Harper Jones. And like the commentators aren't even talking. So it's like literally fully clear on the broadcast. So hopefully Harper's fine. like I said, I tried to Google it, didn't see anything, and that's a good sign. So, and then immediately after that is your next note, literally 10 seconds after that stadium announcement.
Yeah. So 70th minute, Addie McCan't score from open play, gets a header that bounces off the post.
It's crazy you call her that because this is their most unlucky play of the match. Absolutely should have been a goal. She has a free header. Well, she doesn't have a free header, but she jumped high enough to give herself free space.
Yeah.
She had the airspace. She had takeoff clearance there.
This is the one where I think she shouts the expletive.
Yes, I absolutely would too. In that situation, just glances down and just off that back post, a nice solid clunk sound as well, if I remember correctly. So, you love to hear it if you're on the team that's defending that goal. Is the woodwork doing the work for you sometimes?
72nd minute, Percorny goes out. We bring Shimkin in, and we also bring Gaillard in for Listro.
Yeah, and once Shimkin and Gaillard come on, something starts to click better. So if I was talking a couple minutes ago about us not finding any options in the box, I think Gaillard getting a little bit more forward than Listro does. And also Shimkin, like I said, has just had a good eye for things lately, a good eye for controlling the ball in the final third and finding an opening and passing, switching the play if needed. And so we now, 5 minutes after my last note, are moving the ball a lot more coherently, and we're still in the game. This isn't Lexington has been building up. Yes, they've been more effective in the second half at not letting us get shots off and not as many clear-cut opportunities, but we are absolutely still in the game. I mean, they should have scored possibly on that header just then, but we also had opportunities that, if the wind was blowing a little bit differently, a shot would have opened up for us, and we would have been able to get something similar going. So it's definitely encouraging that, going into the last 10 minutes, we're still, it was still a pretty 50-50 game at that point.
Yeah. 80th minute, Nacella goes down in a collision with Alyssa Bourgeois. Alyssa gets a yellow. Pretty sure she gets her hand stepped on.
Oh.
It sucked. But Nacella was down for a minute. I was a little worried. I was happy they didn't just take her out at least. That was a good sign. Happy for that. We don't want any more injuries. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. In the 82nd minute, right after that, Bissett, Viv, bro, just a terrible giveaway. She can't. It comes out from Beersley, and she doesn't fully get to it. She might have slipped, so I don't want to just be like, oh, she's terrible. She's not terrible, but she does not get a very good hit on the ball from here, and just gives us a very possible kind of worst way to lose it, making a mistake yourself kind of situation. Luckily, they do not do anything with the opportunity after that. We're able to get a clearance, but I just wanted to, one more time for the season, highlight that we've been terrible, and it did not go away in this last game. At least Viv made one last little slip, so we'll see that off.
Yeah. Hopefully it's just sophomore slump.
Yeah. Junior year is going to be so good.
It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best.
We get to go to junior prom next year. Let's go.
87th minute, Nicole Vernus puts a very close header just wide.
Scary.
And then the 88th minute happens. And Chisholm somehow fouls Mackenzie Imhart from a yard away. And they get a PK.
Taylor Telekinesis Chisholm has done it again with only the power of her mind, has taken a player down from behind, and the ref correctly called a non-contact penalty foul because of Taylor's pure intimidation. Yep. She's like, how they called Dale Earnhardt the Intimidator? Because if you saw, his black number 3 good wrench coming up in your rearview mirror, you knew you were about to get spun out. That must be how Mackenzie Weinert felt with Taylor Chisholm breathing down her neck 3 yards behind her as she flies to the ground. Before she gets even into the penalty box, she's off her feet. She just saw the line approaching and said, I might as well send it now. I've been doing it all game, going to ground. And I genuinely, literally have no idea how this is called as a penalty. Now, I fully believe that the center referee could have been at an angle where if he was directly behind Taylor Chisholm, he couldn't see how close they were in front
about the other ones
or behind. But the fact that the call comes after a 5-second delay, she's already on the ground and she's doing the what, call it. The fact that the call comes later makes me believe that he did verify with the AR on that side, because they do have little mics and they talk to each other throughout the game about calls. They're like, did you see that? Did you see what I saw?
So then they're fucking blind.
Yeah. So that's what I feel like is, I feel like the only way a call is done this terribly is if the AR got it wrong, to be honest. I think the center referee was like, I didn't see it on the radio. And then the AR was like, it looked like they touched and was also at a bad angle or something. That's the only, you can't, we don't see where they are. We don't see their angle. Mackenzie Weiner's the only player on this whole end of the pitch, and she is clear. She is through on goal. I think she had a really high chance of scoring, if she had stayed on her feet and kept the ball, because she was clear. So it's just baffling. It's very clearly simulation. And my personal feelings on this is that she should get there should be a league retroactive yellow card to her for simulation. I don't know if that would affect anything. Obviously, I'm not sure if the yellow card accumulation rules go into the playoffs or anything like that. I'm not asking for her to be suspended, but she simulated, and that's against the rules. You can't do that. So I do think this is as clear a case as possible of simulation. If we had VAR, the call wouldn't have happened like that. It would have been oh yeah, there were 50 feet between them and nobody touched, and she just went down, and then she probably would have got a card. Also, yeah, I don't even know if it was in the box. She was right on the edge of the box. If they had made contact, if they actually had made contact, I think it would have been outside of the box. She just goes flying into the box. And like I said, she's been looking for that all game. The three instances where I think she went down very easily were right on the edges of the box when she didn't really have a chance otherwise. And the one shout that they have that might have been a legitimate foul was way deeper into the box. So it seemed like she was just ready to go down immediately once she reached that line. Extremely frustrating. I looked into the pro referee assignments just to see. I did tweet at them. I'm like, hey, this decision, this PK and this goal decided the league. It made Lexington win this game, gave them 3 points. They already had goal differential and they beat Jacksonville. Because Jacksonville lost later in the night, and Lexington absolutely deserves to be at the top of the table. They have had a great season, so I'm not taking any of that away from them. But the player simulated in the play that led to the PK. They didn't even touch. So anyways, I looked into referee assignments, and the center referee that worked that game, who made that call ultimately, even if it was one of the ARs that contributed to it, is working tonight actually in the Open Cup as the fourth official. So there is seemingly no penalty. I don't know. I don't know how referee rotations work. I know that they work all the positions. So, maybe there is something that is quietly, they can't work as a center referee, or something. I don't know. And nothing's been announced. You would assume they would announce something like that. So, and this is literally just me caring about it seemingly. So I don't think anything is going to happen by this point. But I really think if that had happened in a larger league, and I say larger, purely with eyes on the product, the amount of people that talk about it on social media, it would have been this egregious incident. There would have been a suspension for the referee. There would have been a retroactive penalty for the player. And it's literally because no one gives a shit about the Gamebridge Super League that nothing is going to happen from this. And I am fully understanding that we are a development league for the players as well as for the referees. We do get referees who are less tested and have less experience as our center referees, because you have to start somewhere. You have to, referee lower levels before you can earn the right to move up. And those higher levels deserve better referees as well. There are going to be people who are just worse at the job than other people, and you have to sort that out somehow. But just no public acknowledgement of it at all is frustrating to me, because like I said, if it wasn't just me posting the clip, I recorded the clip myself. If it wasn't just me posting it and asking about it and tagging people and trying to make a stink of it, which only a couple hundred people saw it anyways, it's like, if it was a bigger league, it would have been a bigger deal. And it bums me out that like the integrity is based on the amount of like views on social media, as opposed to like, this was just a wrong thing that happened. Not trying to take away Lexington Shield, not trying to say Mackenzie Weiner is a dirty player. Even though in this game she went down pretty easily, she's trying to get a result. Sydney DeSello does it all the time. But I would really like...
DeSello doesn't do it this many times.
She doesn't do it as blatantly, and she is legitimately fouled a lot. But my point in general is it would have... This is so egregious that like maybe I should post it on our soccer or something and like get Reddit to blow it up or something, because like I feel like it would, because if you see it, I was showing it to, obviously I'm obsessed. I was showing it to like non-soccer people. In the past couple days,
even they could see it.
And they're just like, that's crazy that happened. And I'm like, it is crazy. And I'm not crazy for still thinking about it 2 days later, Yeah. So
apparently we lost a precious follower on the heat wave because I was posting about it too much.
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost a Lexington fan.
I didn't know that Mackenzie Weiner followed the heat wave to begin with. But yeah, no, it's just it at this point in the moment, obviously I was like very heated. And then not even about the Suns part of it, not even that the Sun lost the game. Like, I just want this to not happen in this league. Imagine if a call like that happened in a playoff game, they wouldn't allow it because it has more eyes on it. That's what frustrates me, is like, if it did happen, not to the 8th place team, people would like care more. So it's not really about the Sun. It's not really about Lexington. It just frustrates me quite a bit. But if you go on my Twitter account, Mom Says I'm Ultra, you can watch a 3-second clip over and over and over, like I have been, and get really pissed off. I highly recommend it. Great way to spend a Sunday and a Monday, like I have,
right?
And a Tuesday.
Yeah. It's so crazy. We had the same 3 days. Yeah.
Same clip.
Yeah. All right. One more thing happens, which is that Addie McCain makes the easiest shot in all of soccer. The ball must be stopped in order for her to score. Then the match ends. Boo Lexington.
We love you, Sonnies. Sorry that it didn't work out. We wish about half of you, if not more, the best of luck with the rest of your career.
We wish all of them the best of luck.
Well, a couple of them will be staying. So like when I'm saying but like you say that when they're like departing.
Okay.
It was like my departure post that Eureka theoretically will make from the RBLR at RBLR Sun FC on all of our social media networks except YouTube, which is RBLR Sports.
that was slick. That was good.
Thanks. What were your takeaways, Liz?
I know you don't care as much. I think we deserved a point. We deserved a point. We fought hard for that point. And I'm mad because I think the girls deserved a point, and you could see how goddamn dejected Bassett was at the end. And that breaks my heart because they fought so hard. This was such a good match. We didn't put it in the back of the net, but we also kept the number 1 team from scoring 4 more goals on us. Kat Berry didn't do a damn thing in this match. Yep. Well, she had like a couple of shots, but like she didn't, nothing in the back of the net. Yeah. That's a huge shift, and they should be so goddamn proud of themselves. I'm trying to use every other curse word but the F word because I'm very hyped up.
Yeah. I agree. I agree that we deserved a point out of it. I'm just not trying to make the penalty call like a partisan thing. Like, it benefits all of us if refs are better. But in this match, the Sun definitely deserved. And Liz Beardsley deserved a clean sheet, like you said.
Yes. Yeah.
So.
She did so well. She had like one little slip up thing, but then the defense backed her up, and that's fine with me. Because that just means there's cohesion there, and that's all you can ask for at that point.
Yeah, totally agree.
Eureka says, "Let it fly." So we'll see if there's any more F-bombs this JD, we have the same player of the match.
Liz Beardsley.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying Liz, it's Beardsley.
Oh, Beardsley, yes. Yes, I do hope we keep her, if only because it's really fun to hear people say, "Let's go, Liz!" in the end line.
That's a really good reason. Also, she's great, seemingly. Yeah. We talked last episode about how she's young, so some of these mistakes, that we have seen, which she didn't make many, if any, in this game. But we've talked about how those can be coached out and experienced out. That's not a phrase, but she can gain more experience and do better. And I think we saw like the best of her in this game. And so if this is the best of her and she's working on the flaws and she has a whole off season, and coaches can reach her and she can work with our defense and any new players coming in. And like, I absolutely would back her.
I just saw a paw.
Yeah, she did a big stretch and tapping on the shoulder. I absolutely would back her being our primary keeper if we didn't pick up anyone that is like a huge name or something. But it definitely made me feel, I mean, I didn't doubt her, but this was like, we saw a lot closer to the ceiling than the floor in this match. So yeah, she definitely deserves player of the match. All the field players though deserve credit. There was no one who made a fatal error except Taylor Chisholm existing within 10 feet of Mackenzie Weinert, apparently. So that was her bad. But there were no there were no egregious errors. Bissett slipped once, but everyone was out there truly putting it on, truly making some beautiful football happen. So I definitely have like claps for the whole squad in this one. But Beardsley stood probably physically head above the rest because she's a goalkeeper, and did a great job in this one. So yeah, that's my player of the match. Any other closing thoughts on our whole season? That's the last game we have to talk about for a couple months. I mean, we'll get into statistical recaps and then roster turnover and stuff in the off season. We will be doing episodes weekly, so stay tuned.
Yes, we don't go anywhere in the off season. We're still here yapping, making wild accusations and guesses.
Yeah. I can't wait till peak off season form, but so we'll get into closing out the Sun season in the next couple of weeks. We're not fully done with this chapter because it's still going to be a little bit before we know even who's leaving, if there's anything new happening coming in, and we have full detailed breakdowns on all of that. Anything that happens about the Sun, of course, we will have coming your way in the next few months. So I can give you the full final rundown of the league. The standings are final. All the games have been played. Sometimes they were played weeks apart from each other because match weeks are crazy in the Gamebridge Super League. In first place, Izzy is in first place.
Yeah, Izzy's in first place.
Finishing in first place on 53 points is Lexington, and equal on points, but 4 less on goal differential. It's literally Lexington against us gave them the goal differential to beat Jacksonville. That's because we hate. Maybe it's because we hate Jacksonville. Maybe we put so much Jacksonville hate out into the universe by them being our in-state rival that we compelled Lexington to get all of that from us. But anyways, they both finished on 53 points. Great seasons for both squads. Jacksonville being totally new to the league, and to only lose out on goal differential is a win. I mean, it's not literally a win, but they're still the second seed going into playoffs. They still have a strong team. Carolina had a great spring and put themselves in the conversation for the Shield, finishing only 2 points off of those two at the top on 51. And then it's a big jump down to Dallas in fourth on 40. So the top three were 11 points above fourth place, who still make playoffs, I want to call back to last year. The top 6 were within 10 points of 8. So this year there was definitely I was going to say 1 horse and 2 other team race at the top, where they were 11 points clear of everybody else, whereas somebody within 10 points last year didn't even make playoffs. It was close in the middle, though, with Dallas and Spokane on 40 and 39. Spokane just barely missing out. And then below that, DC kind of in the middle ground on 33. Definitely was in the conversation for a moment and then fell off as spring continued. And then it's the shitters, which we are included in. Brooklyn on 26 points. Tampa Bay Sun FC on 24. Notably, 1 more point than Fort Lauderdale United FC on 23. Where we've been at the bottom pretty much the whole time, but we did not finish at the very bottom. So good job, Sun.
Yeah,
for
finger
beating Fort
guns. We did
Lauderdale.
it. We did it.
We finished above them every single season of the Super League.
That's all that matters.
So yeah, very close at the top, close for the last playoff spot. It's what you want from a league. It was definitely competitive, and that it was enjoyable through most of the season to watch, and these playoff games look pretty good. We'll get into those matchups in a minute, but I did want to point out, I was looking through all the stats. Again, we will review a more comprehensive season breakdown in one of the next episodes, but in all of the league-wide stats, I was looking, and like Nacello is like 12th in goals on 6th, and I think 2 teams have 2 goalkeepers that were higher than us in saves. So like we were like 16th and like 19th in saves on Schneider and Wegner. And then like there were teams that played 2 keepers who had more saves than because we rotated through like 3 keepers this whole year. But there was one stat that Tampa Bay Sun was at the top of in terms of league-wide honors. Jordan Listro, our fearless leader and captain, led the league in yellow cards with 9. Second place had 8. So Jordy, shout out. I always knew you had it in you. So thanks. That was our number 1 highest league stat for a Sun player.
I love it. I believe I asked for more yellow cards this year. So
we were second. I believe we were second in yellow cards overall.
Okay.
And Jordan did her part, getting like 1/5 of the cards total for the whole team. So, or something like that. But to shift gears and to...
Do you want to do playoffs first?
Okay, we can do playoffs.
I'd rather do... It feels like a weird sandwiching.
Yeah. So, seeding into the playoffs, we have first and fourth and second and third playing each other on opposite sides of the bracket. And first and fourth is between Lexington and Dallas. That game is happening on Saturday, May 23rd, the end of this week, if you're watching this when it comes out. And it's going to be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And that is going to be on Peacock, just like all the regular season games have been. Dallas, I'm not going to say snuck into the playoffs. They seemed pretty confidently in charge of that spot in a 2-horse with Spokane. But they are looking good. And Lexington also have been pretty consistently good, but the Sun just played them to a really close 1-0, shouldn't have been 1-0 game. So we'll see what Dallas can come out with, because Dallas finished their season very strong. And then the other side of that is going to be Jacksonville and Carolina Ascent. They're playing on Sunday, so you can watch both games 2 days in a row. They're playing at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And I thought Jacksonville was a class of the league this year. I know Lexington ended up beating them on goal differential at the end, but I think Jacksonville is the most complete team. I mean, if you look at the league-wide honors, it's just, Lex is up there too, but Jacksonville players are just all over the place. The depth that they have, the amount of players with the amount of assists that they have are just crazy. And then Carolina, like I said, had that hard charge in the spring, and they're in the middle of that hot streak. Remember, we won the league last year from second place. And it was the 4th seed beating the 1st seed on the other side of our bracket. And we played Fort Lauderdale and we ended up winning the league. So it's definitely possible for Dallas or Carolina to factor into the conversation. The 4th seed beat the 1 seed last year. So definitely some good competitive games. My personal feelings on how they will play out is I think Lexington beats Dallas. I just don't think Dallas is as complete and as confident as Lexington is. And even though Lexington wasn't the greatest against us, they already knew they had locked in playoffs. And I think a little bit mentally, they probably were already in that mode. And I think this is what they've been prepping for. So I think they're going to come correct in that playoff game. And I think Dallas is going to have a hard challenge to beat them. And then on the other side of that, I would love to see Carolina upset Jacksonville. I'm a hater. Jacksonville's like one of the worst cities in Florida. But it's hard for me to imagine, again, that Jacksonville, who probably have been thinking about this game also for months, maybe now, knowing that they've locked playoffs for at least a month and a half, that, this is when it matters the most. They're going to be at home. They've had great crowds at home. I know that the reported number in Jacksonville has been seemingly a lot higher than who is actually in the stands, but I think come playoff time, if they market it right, that discrepancy will be a lot less. I think their stands will be pretty full for a playoff game. So I think they'll have great home support, and that also tips it a little bit in their favor, just that, they'll have such a great atmosphere up there. So we will see. Those are my thoughts, is that Lexington and Jacksonville probably take it. I know it's boring picking the top seeds, but it's only a 4-team playoff. I don't see a lot of room for upset, Liz, how do you feel?
I do.
Tell me off.
I think it's going to be, I think the end is going to be, the final is going to be Dallas versus Carolina. I do. And I think Carolina might win it all. Lex and Jax were not themselves on the final day of matches, but Dallas and Carolina were. They got the job done. I think they've had to work harder the whole season. And maybe Lexington and Jax have been coasting a little bit, knowing that they're good. Maybe getting a little high and mighty. Whereas Dallas and Carolina have had to scrap a bit more. I think Carolina had it locked in for a little while. Obviously, Dallas didn't have it locked in till decision day. So I feel like Carolina's really going to want it back, especially since they got knocked out in the semifinals last year.
Yeah.
I think Philip Poole is hungry for a trophy. But I also know that Dallas is going to want to do it for, I think, is Amber somebody's retiring in Dallas that they love. I can't remember who it is all of a sudden, but somebody's retiring this year. And actually, I have to hand it to the Dallas what's theirs? The Dallas Trinity podcast, which name is escaping me. I feel terrible. Jesse runs it. It's great. I feel bad. I'm sorry. Maybe Eureka can find it while I'm talking. But they made this really cute little graphic, and it has all of the game dates on them, and then it has them all crossed out, and then it says Lexington, or one final show added, or Lexington show added, or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was cute. It was like a concert poster, and I was
That's cool.
Oh, I like that. That's so much love for the players, and I love it.
I like the vibes based predictions, because they're just as real as any analysis, to be honest, because it's football and literally anything can happen. So either way, I think we will get 2 great games out of that. I will be watching. I probably won't be able to watch live, but I'll be watching them back. And I am excited to see kind of how this all goes down now that the Sun are out of it. I don't have a favorite here. I don't care about any team but the Sun, but good football is cool. What is the name of the podcast, Liz?
Pegasus post-match.
Yeah.
I was going to feel like such an asshole if I didn't get it. So Pegasus post-match for all your Dallas Trinity needs.
I literally just scrolled past his Blue Sky account right before we started recording, and it also slipped my mind. So thank you for completing that for both of us. We do have some bad news. This was also on Blue Sky a little bit earlier today. If you have not seen it, although many people have, because it kind of just... once it hit kind of everywhere, and it is just very relevant to what a lot of us care very deeply about. Obviously, what this podcast is about is a Super League team. And so I will just read CJ Koreshi's Blue Sky, what do they call them? Post, word for word, just so there's no...
Oh, they're called skeets.
Oh, just so there's
it's
no...
so stupid.
what do you call it? Dramatization. CJ says, hearing more confirmation from folks that Spokane Zephyr will fold from the USL Super League, including that players and staff have already been informed. Sad news. And I can confirm RBLR has also heard this from various sources now. So this is not just CJ saying it, and it's not just something we heard. Those were separate, and also other people have heard it too. So it seems something that is very likely. Where there is smoke, there's fire. So if there's this many people talking about it, it is safe to assume that it is probably true, and it just sucks. I will say a couple hours ago before we started recording, actually like an hour and a half before we started recording, Spokane did their end of season thank you post for thanking the fans. And while I don't have the post in front of me, it was very neutral, corporate, and there was no mention of next year. It was just thank you for all your support this season. You guys made it a great year. That was kind of it. So, this is speculation because I didn't see it myself, but a USL Discord user did point out it seemed like they were deleting comments where people were asking about if they're returning next year, essentially.
I'm fairly sure they are, because some of the posts will say like 5 comments, and then you open it up and there's 3.
Yeah. So
they also don't have season tickets available for next year on their website, which I feel like is a huge sign that they may not be coming back. Apparently some of the coaches and staff have already removed Spokane from their bios. I think I saw another player didn't have it, which I know that's not necessarily a big deal. Like Jordy hasn't had it in her bio the entire year, according to somebody else in the heat wave. So it's not like the biggest sign, but it's not a sign.
Yeah. So yeah, these are people losing their jobs. These are players out of contract that theoretically had a contract. They're possibly renting a house in Spokane. So there is a lot to dig into here that we are not going to do on this episode because the news isn't official yet. And I generally try to stay away from speculation unless we have like very good reason to back it. So I'm going to point you to Spokane Soccer Show, and Benji over there is going to do a lot more comprehensive coverage and boots on the ground coverage. So if there is any chance of hearing from anyone involved at the team, Benji is probably going to be the person who gets that contact. Otherwise, he's also going to know the most about what's happening on the ground. And if there's a debrief about this in a couple months, it's going to be something that he is going to know the most about. So like I said, we will mention things if, for one, it becomes official. If there's any reasons given, I don't think there will be. The post will be very bland, I assume. But like I said, we're going to try and stay away from speculation and point you to people who know more. Essentially, that's the most responsible thing to do. So I highly recommend, if you're interested in following this as we learn more and as more news comes out, Spokane Soccer Show will be the place, I think, most definitively that will cover it most comprehensively. I'm just going to say a bunch of adverbs. So that's where we're at. It's extremely a bummer. This means the league would go to 8 teams next year, which is what we started with. And there are some requirements for U.S. soccer that the league have a certain number of teams, like by year 4, that we cover a certain amount of time zones, things like that. Those details, if we need to go into detail about them, we will in the future, but there's just a lot to unpack overall. So it essentially was posted at like 3 p.m. today was the first public post about it, and we heard about it not much earlier than that, essentially. So this is still very developing, very sad to hear. If you know any Spokane fans, maybe shoot them a text, send them some love.
That's rough. Like it kills me too, because Spokane has been this close to the playoffs 2 years in a row now.
Yeah.
They've been 5th for 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. If there are any Spokane fans listening, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry. Shit. There's nothing you can say.
Yeah. So like I said, any more details in the future, we will relay to you guys. But yeah, check out what Benji. I don't think he's posted anything in detail yet. Other than
probably not until he
just
gets like official
confirming reports. But yeah, he said he was at least writing a long article to start, and then obviously the show will cover it. And they still have the Velocity men's team up there as well. It doesn't seem like the entire org is going away, but we don't know anything beyond that. It's just that the Velocity are playing in their season. That's all we know. So yeah, it just sucks very much to lose a professional women's soccer team, and there's nothing more to say than that. So a bummer to end on, but it's important that you guys know the news. And also, for RBLR housekeeping purposes, we are also thinking about other special features that we're going to do during this off season as well. So moving forward, if you guys have anything that you want to see, anything that you want us to cover, I don't know how much you may understand about the Super League, professional standards in the US, other leagues, NSL, NWSL that play all summer that we have episodes during. We are happy to cover anything that anyone is interested in for this show while we are in the off season. Obviously, any Sun news comes first. We will be covering any announcements from the team, anything we see. We will be wildly speculating based on the background of Instagram stories. Now we can speculate on instants, because that's the thing that Instagram has now. But we also are down to take on a side project or two this off season and have some fun. So if you have any ideas for fun stuff to cover, we were thinking about the Northern Super League as well in Canada, just getting to know it a little bit better, because that's kind of our equivalent up there. That could be fun. Also, Liga MX Feminine is another league that's in North America that I don't know much about, and I would love to learn more and share learning with you. So if you guys are interested in any of that, let us know in the comments on YouTube. I think that's all I really have.
Yeah, at RBLR Sports on the YouTube, so you can see our beautiful faces and adorable kittens. At RBLR Son of C everywhere else. I am sure Eureka will be staying on top of the Spokane news and retweeting, reskeeting, re-whatevering, whatever Benji puts out about the news about Spokane. So make sure that you're following and you have notifications on.
Yes.
Don't want to miss anything.
Yes. And watch the playoff games. I recommend it. Yeah. I'm a Sun only watcher. It's the only team I care about, but it's the playoffs. They're good teams in there, so it should be some good games of football. And I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to boost the Peacock viewer numbers a little bit for the sake of the league. So tune in to those this weekend. Otherwise, have a good one. See you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.